What's up, Dragon Brood? So I want to talk about a couple of things before we hop into the deck this week. First, I want to say thanks for everybody who's been coming by the channel this week, coming by Twitch, following me on YouTube, downloading the podcast. It's been a really kind of crazy, overwhelming week, so it's been very awesome. Also, want to apologize for some of my content being sort of scattershot last week, as there was a lot going on, obviously, in the real world. But I also had a lot going on personally, and we were putting on a huge charity event that happened yesterday, which was awesome. We raised like $18,000, which was amazing. So you can check that out on the VOD over at Alias V's channel, ALIASV, over on Twitch if you want to see that. But yeah, just want to say thanks. It has been a very interesting, busy week with full of highs and lows for a lot of reasons. So anyway, thank everybody for all that you've done. Now for this week's video, we're going to be covering an ABZAN aggro list, and this comes from a creator that goes by JDoubleR2 over on Arena, but also on Twitter. And he's supposed to be starting a YouTube channel very soon, so I hope he does. He's probably one of the most slept on deck creators on Arena right now. He has actually finished twice, I believe, in the #1 spot over the last 5 or 6 months in Arena. So this dude really gets work done on the ladder, has some cool ideas, and I want to give him a little bit of credit here because I don't think people know about him, and the people that do are sleeping on him. So we're going to play one of his decks today, and I think it's pretty cool. As usual, before we say anything else, we want to tell you to watch till the end of the video, because if we do see anything that doesn't work or any changes we want to make to season to taste of this air, maybe I need that meme with the dude that does a little salt over the top or whatever. But, you know, we like to talk about that after we play through the game so you get a better feel for everything that's going on. But let's go down the deck list here. This is really interesting because I've actually played in the past couple of months 2 decks that are similar in parts of this, but this almost feels like those two blended together, which is very cool. Makes me happy. So here we're going to play 4 Tide Takers, which is pretty neat because it does make it more expensive for your opponent to kill stuff when it's not their turn, which makes a big difference when you're playing against these flash decks and whatnot. Really slows them down. Shovel we played in our ABZAN list we had up, I think 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago actually now. Man, time's just flying. But yeah, this card actually is interesting because it allows you to get some extra card draw, get some extra life. It is a 1/3 that blocks a ton of stuff. So yeah, very cool. Bronzeborn or Bronze-Eyed Lion, we're playing 3 of those. I would probably like to see 4 in this list, but we'll see how it plays. Class of the Guild Pack, this is an interesting one because like I said, I had a list where this was also part of it, but I think I focused too heavily on having everything be multicolor, so it'd be interesting to see how this plays with a few cards that actually aren't. Knight of Autumn, this is probably one of the better times to play this card because the Yorion decks still want to play a bunch of enchantments and stuff. You still have the opportunity to kill something like Wilderness Reclamation that's still running around out there, but it can gain you life against the red decks that are starting to pop up. You can make a 4/3 if you just want to block and fight things against like Mono Green and against Jund. So, or not Jund, but Gruul, sorry. So they have a few things going on there with this card. Mythos of Nethoroid, this was one of the best cards we played with in the ABZAN list. This is a card I'm probably going to be coming back to somewhere down the line in a few different builds. Maybe even a not pure ABZAN list, but decks that just have a way to produce the appropriate mana. Because being able to get rid of nearly anything, you know, at instant speed is just too good. Kaya, I think we played with this in a few lists. Everybody kind of understands Kaya at this point. 2 Mortify. And it feels like this is the right spot removal card you want to play. Mostly because it both can kill creatures and still gives you the flexibility of getting rid of some problem enchantments at instant speed. Seraph of the Scales, card that people kind of sleep on and forget, but it is a 4/3 flyer. You know, it gives you the option of blocking sometimes and trading up to 2 creatures. And with you having the Glass of the Guild pack, you're getting 2 2s, not 1 1s. Wanderer for 2 copies, this is an interesting spot, right? And I'm curious to see if in this deck it functions mostly as a removal card for the big creatures, or if it does come into play that, you know, your opponent just can't shock you or stomp you or whatever to try to finish the game. Tolsimir, Obviously plays well with Glass of the Guild pack. You know, you get a 4/4 wolf instead of a 3/3 wolf or more if you have multiple Glass of the Guild packs out. Tolsmere also works well with our last card, Garrick Cursed Huntsman. So you get to make multicolor wolves. The wolves get bigger because of the guild pack. Tolsmere has them come into play and get to fight something, and then you gain the life. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of synergistic stuff happening with a few different cards here. The lands are going to go 2 plains, 1 castle locked lane, 1 swamp, 2 forests, 4 godless shrine, 4 overgrown tomb, sorry there, 4 temple garden, 4 of the appropriate triome, and 2 fabled passage. All right, let's see what we got here. This actually looks okay. We can use a fabled passage to go get a forest, which seems totally reasonable, and that'll give us a play on 2 and 3 if we need it. Maybe we draw something in between. Wow, this is going to be a tough test right out of the gate. Not what we were looking for sure. Oh, we definitely don't like those things. However, we have a death touch dude of our own, which seems reasonable. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. This feels like it could end up being a tough matchup here, actually. This would be an interesting little test. I think I'm gonna go ahead and open here. I'm gonna try to sit on this Knight of Autumn, knowing we're likely gonna want to take down a Lucky Clover if they have it. So I feel like we can hold out for a little while. No blocks. Do that first, and then we'll go ahead and tag their Foulmire Knight. Oh, well that's convenient. This is when it dies. Let's see. If your opponent controls with no permanents, when I control, oh, dies, and this exiles it, doesn't it? Ah, dang it. That's not really what we want. That's a little tough too because we don't have reach. We can't stop the Order of Midnight from killing Kaya, so that's kind of unfortunate. Not really sure what I want to do here. I think Kaya's still the answer. Oh man. I think we just kill an Edgewall Innkeeper with this.
I faced undead hordes. This you better watch your back from here on out.
And no attacks. It's unfortunate. I mean, the Order of Midnight, I get to kill Kaya, but that's fine. It sort of functioned as a gain 2 life, kill a Edgewall Innkeeper here. This is fine. You know, I don't love it, but I'm willing to kill the Foulmire Knight because it's going to allow us to do some of this other stuff. And we'll get a card and some life here. Oh, all right, Seraph. Now we're talking big boy talk. And then next turn we could play the Bronze-Eyed Lion and the Glass of the Guild pack. So if the opponent even actually has a kill card here, it doesn't do much. Kind of one of the cool parts about the Seraph of the Scales is it, I won't say it completely invalidates your opponent's removal, but it definitely weakens it. Also gives you protection from, oh, whoa, we're just playing this? Okay. Definitely didn't see that coming. So here, I think we're playing on the defensive side of things still. And what I'd like to do is go ahead and get this down. So if we do get a land, and we get to cast Garrick, we could kill off multiple creatures here, and it'd be pretty exciting. I mean, if we attack, trading 4 for 2, I'm kind of okay with that. Oh, they can't block anyway. Order of Midnight can't block. But yeah, y'all, like, this last week has been amazing, and I want to say thank you again. With everything going on in the world, it has been super fantastic to...
Behold nature's true power.
Oh, well. Well, I was going to play this Glass of the Guild Pact, but now we can just kill Nissa. So yeah, let's do that. That still leaves mana open, so we can play this Bronze-Eyed Lion. And I think we still attack with this. Amusingly, if the opponent attacks with the Forest, I probably won't block knowing I have this in hand. And then we have a bunch of 4/4s next turn. Assuming we don't draw our land, because we're definitely better off playing Garrick. And maybe killing off this Innkeeper and the Order of Midnight. Okay, Falmar Knight, sure. Well, never mind, we have a better target. Alright, obviously don't have a blocker there. Ooh. 2 Seraph of this, or 2 Glass of the Guild pack is not bad either, though. If we're being completely honest. I mean, being able to attack with 3 5/5s and a 6/4 or a 6/5. This would be 6, so they'd have to block across the board. Assuming they would block with Falmar Knight, Murderous Rider to gain life, and probably a Forest. We would likely lose Tolsimir, but then that would be it. So let's go with this. And this may be the complete wrong play, y'all. I don't really know. But the opponent... Let's go ahead and give this Vigilance. Because we don't have anything else to do with the mana. And the opponent has to block all the ground guys here. Oh, my alarm's going off. There we go. Yeah, everything has to block, right? Or they're just going to die. Oh, they'll gain 2 from the Murderous Rider. I guess we put this on Tolsimir. Why not? I mean, I have a feeling if you're going to kill something, it's going to be that. So now this is bad for the opponent anyway. Yeah. Because even if they killed the Seraph, we'd get 3/3s. Man, that's cool. Wing Tiger sounds like an awesome, like, military call sign or something. Yeah, this actually kind of works out okay. We're definitely going to keep this. No illusions of grandeur here. I don't think it's crazy. But let's go ahead and put this in tapped. Trying to just sequence out what we can do. But here we can play a Plains, still play a Bronze-Eyed Lion, take no damage. That's nice. Then it means next turn we can just play Kaya and kill a Healer's Hawk. I'm about that. Be nice if they tapped out to equip the Healer's Hawk with something. Oh, this could just be a blue-white Flyers deck. Well, the good news is we have a couple of removal cards here early. I'm going to minimize the damage we're taking since we're playing against an aggro deck. And we still have access to all of our colors. We can get rid of that. And come in for 3. And having this Mythos on the Throi is very cool. We'll be able to plus Kaya to just... We won't remove any cards, but we can slowly work our way back up. Sarah for the Scales, great. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the gamble and play the Seraph. Actually, well, first we'll attack. I mean, doubt the opponent blocks, but you got to give him the chance to. Alright. We do have a Swamp in play, so we can play that. And then, if we play the Seraph here, the opponent would have to have another Empyrean Eagle or something, but I think we'll still block anyway, because getting the 1/1s is fine. And then we'll just plus Kaya. I mean, nothing to target. Just submit 0.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
So if they have exactly another Empyrean Eagle, we could have them attack Kaya. Okay, well, they said that's enough. Alright, I have to admit, so far, land draws have been pretty good. So that's a interesting thing considering we're playing the colors that we're playing. But even this hand, I mean, we can play a creature on 2, we can play something on 3. Even if we get stuck on 3, we have access to Kaya, which is cool. Which sleeves are these? Those are cool. Are those like an F&M one that I hadn't seen before? I feel like there's been so many in the last couple weeks that I don't even remember what they all are. Alright, the good news is here... Oh, looks like they're going bigger. That's not good. I was going to say, if they were going smaller, then Kaya would be able to pick off a knight. But, yeah. Well, alright. Well, if you have fight as one, so be it. I'm your Huckleberry. Yep, there it is. Knew it was a risk, but was willing to take it anyway. Here, I think we just have to play the kind of slow, grindy game here. We'll just make this into a bigger creature, so hopefully we can block something. This may simply end up being one of those games where we kind of have to have the removal cards. Or not get much done, unfortunately. Another fight is one? Because they're attacking pretty indiscriminately, so they have to have it, right? Yeah, of course they do. Ugh, that's so rough. Yeah, I don't think we're recovering from this one, folks. Yeah, the opponent just had all the cards, and we didn't have much of anything here. The best we could do... Let me see how I can sequence this, maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. What's the best we could do? We could play the Seraph, block 3, that's 14. Then we could Tolsimir to kill a thing, go to 4, kill off 2 creatures, have 2 blockers. Oh no, but we'd be dead. Because we have to take damage to even play the Seraph. Yeah, I think that's game. This is the type of game where we definitely need the sideboard. Okay, this is probably the first hand I think we're going to toss back. Actually, yeah, because we don't have green, and we don't have anything real to play on too. So, yeah, we're going to mulligan this. Yeah, this is a lot better. Now we have access to all our mana. Problem here is just deciding what's worth keeping and what's not. I think we're going to put Kaya back against an unknown opponent game 1. Alright, well, we did find our mana. So, unfortunately, we probably could have kept that Kaya, but we didn't know it at the time. Oh, these are the My Little Pony ones? Yeah. Okay, so interestingly enough, we're on the draw, but we get to play the first creature. So let's see what the opponent has. This is a Sultai something or other going on. There's an Uro. Okay. We're not too paranoid about that, necessarily. I don't know, I feel like they could be playing like Wilderness Reclamation or something, but you know what? If they are, they are. I'm going to go and make this into a bigger creature. I mean, we do still have Mortify, so we're not without a way to get rid of it. Oh, Cavalier. Okay. Well, the good news is we can kill that. Hopefully we don't flip anything great to go get. Ugh, Hydroid Crisis. That doesn't exile, that destroys. Well, if they get a Krasis, we can kill the Krasis, though they would gain life. We'll assume 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. So they would gain 2. Yeah, I think we just have to kind of keep the pressure up here. We'll put the opponent to 13. Like I said, if they get Krasis, they'll gain 2. Go to 15. We kill the Krasis. We put them to 9. That's assuming we don't even find like a Bronze-Hide line or something we could play alongside this. Ooh, that's interesting. And that is just barely too big. Okay, well, you have enough stuff in the yard. We're going to have to deal with a Krasis at some point. Actually, you know what? I think I messed up. I probably should have just ran these in. Let the opponent block and then kill it with Tulsimir so we can save this for Uro. Though, that being said, if they get Uro back next turn, we can still draw a land. And just outright kill Uro. Yeah, I think I messed up. I think I cost us there. I should have just ran the creatures in. Either they trade for a Knight of Autumn or they block the Tide Taker. We'd have ended up with a 1/1 creature anyway. And then the Wolf from Tulsimir could have killed that. And then we would have still had that for the Uro. In case we don't draw a land here. So yeah, so that was a pretty bad sequence from me. And for the record, y'all, I'm playing this game literally, built the deck, fired it up. First games I'm playing with it, so. And that's the case on several of my videos. So I do apologize for those of you that are like, but you missed this play and you didn't do this thing. It's like, yeah, dude, I know. Like, I'm literally playing it right out of the box. Matter of fact, this video I am making at the very top of the morning. The sun's not even up yet. So, like, I had a full day yesterday. I woke up and short sleep just to make sure I get all the content done today. So I love y'all, I really do, but just know that mistakes will be made when I'm playing, especially under these conditions. Okay, here I think we're slowly coming back. I made this a little more difficult on us than I needed to, but the Uro is mostly fine, as if they were to get one back, we could just Tulsimir, fight it, and then the Garruk Wolves would also fight it. Yeah, this is just resulting in a lot of life, but nothing that we're overly concerned about. Here we'll just put Fable Passage into play, because we can cycle this. And truthfully, I'm not even sure if I want to play Tulsimir here. Let's see, that's 2, 3, 5. I don't know. It's possible the opponent's playing the, whatever it is, choose one of each type and destroy everything. So maybe playing Tulsimir could still be worth it, because we're going to lose Garruk otherwise. So yeah, I say we just go ahead and do it. Just so if they do have that as their removal of choice, we have enough to still finish the game. There we go. Oh boy. Now this is when we have to decide how much we want to gamble, because we basically get 2 draws to draw a land. And I mean, it's only bad if we draw a Triome, really, though, right? Any other land, I think we're okay. Well, that's not true. It could be one of the 2 Fabled Passages. So we have, like, 4 dead draws on lands. I don't know. I'm going to keep it. Because there's also a chance that Shovel could end up getting us... Okay, we hit the land we needed. But I can say Shovel in some level could probably get us a card or some life anyway. Alright, opponent has probably just a Growth Spiral, if I'm guessing. But I don't know, maybe they want to quench this. Nope, Growth Spiral. Alright. It's a fairy, sure.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Don't worry, I got this.
Oh, well, I kind of wanted to play Shovel again, but the reality says that card's not going to be the card that's good against us. Or good for us. Yeah, and I do like these situations because they do have some type of board sweeper, you know, Tide Taker and Seraph of the Scales do give us some number of creatures afterwards, which is kind of nice. You know, I'm going to go ahead and try to attack Teferi and see if the opponent just plays like their Brazen Bar here or some such. Because they very well might. And it would cost them 3 mana, so if they play Brazen Bar, they can't really do anything else. Or play the Petty Theft side, obviously. I'm not sure what they thought we were doing. Yeah, my guess is they may be getting stuck by the extra 1 mana from the Tide Taker. And may have to be rethinking what they wanted to do here, which is probably what's taking so long. This little icy dog thing is pretty sweet, though, I have to admit. Okay. I guess if I'd have thought about that being a thing, I could have pumped up our dude more, but I didn't. So I failed us on that team. We'll just put Shovel back out. Under the assumption that these might die to a sweeper, but we'll see. Can I mark a Planeswalker? No, just a creature. Oh, it does say creature or Planeswalker. Sweet. Well, then let's tag Teferi. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure these are just getting swept this turn anyway. But Tolsimir's dogs only fight creatures, though. Okay. I say dogs. His dogs are actually wolves, not like other hounds that are now dogs. Oh, we're going to bounce Shovel. Oh, gosh. Players, if you're going to play control decks, please learn to play faster. Both for the sake of everybody playing Arena and real paper Magic, honestly.
Enough.
Okay, that's interesting. So, do we want to throw away a 3/3 from Tolsimir here? Or do we just want to play a Seraph? I think I want to go with... man, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go with Tolsimir. No, Seraph is probably correct in all reality. Alright. I mean, plus it's bigger, and they've already used 2 of their Shark Typhoons. Alright. So I'm going to assume if there's a Shatter the Sky, this is where it comes. But this isn't the worst scenario in the sense that we will get a card, plus we'll get 2 2/2s, which is also good. And we still have plenty of action in our hand for backup. Oh, actually, that was a mistake. We could have played Tolsimir. Well, I guess it's not really a mistake, because it gives us protection to get the extra tokens. But we could have actually played the Tolsimir and killed the Shark, because our tokens would have been... Well, no, the token's a 2/2. Oh, no, it's a 3/3. Yeah, so it would have been a 4/4 from the Glass of the Guild pack. So we wouldn't even have lost the token, actually. But I still don't mind this, in the sense that we'll end up with 2/2s anyway if they sweep the board. If we'd have played this, we'd have killed the shark, but if they had the Shadow of the Sky, we would have only just had the Seraph the next turn anyway. Though, having a 5 power is nice. I mean, this gives us creatures immediately following. So it's kind of cool. Still pretty rough for us, though. This is definitely another matchup where I'd feel a little better with sideboard options to be able to play like the Agonizing Remorses and things like that. Did the opponent time out? Or are they just doing a lot of thinking? Well, they're playing with their dog, it looks like. So I guess they're just roping us. Because they don't have anything. Or hate the Seraph for the scales. I don't know what's going on. That's so weird. Okay. Target creature. It also didn't let me... Oh, if they control no permanents with bounties. Okay, I gotcha. I mean, I guess we just send them both to Fairy. I mean, I guess I could have played the Tide Taker too pre-combat, but... I don't even know if the opponent's present anymore. Okay, there's a Shadow of the Sky. Okay, not a surprise. Ooh, that Kaya is actually not irrelevant here. Okay. Actually don't mind that. Let's play Tide Taker first. Mostly so if they have a Mystical Dispute, they wouldn't be able to play it since it costs 3. If they have some other counter, so be it. I mean, we'll deal with the consequences later. Good news is, though, this gives us the opportunity, if they make any more sharks, that we can just get rid of sharks. Though I can't imagine they have too many more. At least not in hand currently. I feel like the opponent's very salty. And is just taking time for the sake of taking time.
Nothing phases me.
Exile cards. Let's cancel it. Let's see what they have in the yard. I don't think there's anything we're super worried about. We could remove creatures from ours just to gain the life, I guess. Because I don't believe we have a way to get our creatures back.
Good for you. Shuffling me off my mortal coil.
Alright, that's it for us. I mean, if they have an Elspeth Conquers Death, they can target Kaya. Then we can destroy it at least.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Sadly, I think the way things are set up, unless we get a Glass of the Guild Pact or something, we're probably just going to have to send everything into Teferi to make sure it gets them. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, let's just draw another Glass of the Guild Pact deck. That would be great. We're playing this long game around Teferi, which is highly annoying, but it is what it is. Well, that's one way to do it. How do we want to spend this mana, though? I think we start by trying this. Because I don't think we want to still be playing this game for 3-4 turns, dealing with Teferi if we can avoid it. It's not in our best interest. Alright, so they had a Dovin's Veto. Fair enough. Well, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, we are now somewhat more obligated to attack into Teferi. Let this get hit with Petty Theft from Brazen Borrower, most likely. Then we'll just, I guess, play our Knight of Autumn.
No more games.
for
I
now.
mean, because we have to get to what?
Not forever.
5? So next turn, we don't really have much exiled though at this point. Man, I really feel bad. I feel like if we do that, this is going to end up with them playing an Elspeth Conquers Death or something. Ugh, gosh. Okay, I feel like I'm walking into a bad situation here. Because the problem is, if they play Elspeth Conquers Death, then they're just going to set up to get Teferi back, but... if they have another Shatter the Sky, they have it. Alright, well they didn't have the Brazen Bar. So that's kind of good. I mean, I guess if they have another Flame Sweep, it doesn't really do much here. Not to say they don't have one. Interesting build, though. Playing Flame Sweep and Shatter the Sky as their cards of choice. Oh, opponent. What do we do here? Sadly, because we know how things go, I feel like I have to waste a turn sending multiple... This is why Teferi is just too good. Like, this Teferi's probably already eaten, like, 8 damage this game. In some way, shape, or form, you know?
According to plan.
Alright, let's go ahead and exile some cards.
You're not well plugged on.
We will meet again.
They didn't try to protect Teferi, so I'm going to assume they don't have Shatter the Sky. Could just have another spell counter or something in hand, though, like an Absorb. Their deck's really oddly built, so I have no idea what they're setting up for. And I don't mind playing Seraph of the Scales here, because if they do have a kill card or a sweeper, we do end up with 2/2s. So that seems fine. Wow, this opponent's just like taking forever and then not even doing anything, which is kind of interesting. They've been doing that a lot this game. Spot removal something, I guess. Double Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, well that will keep me from getting the tokens because this thing has to die. This would definitely exile it instead. Expansion Explosion. Okay, weird build, but cool. Not a surprise. Not a total surprise, anyway. Sure. Dead Angel. At some point, as much as I don't want to, I'm just going to have to pull the trigger on this Tulsimir because that's 8 damage worth of stuff. If this other attack gets through successfully and puts the opponent down to 11, if we don't draw some other creature, we're probably just going to be incentivized to play the Tulsimir, sadly. Because we can get them low enough that Kaya is actually going to be able to do some reasonable damage. I mean, we can set Kaya up to be able to do 6. Anyway, okay, there's a Wilderness Reclamation. Good news is they spent an Expansion Explosion last turn. And unfortunately, I don't believe we have any type of haste creatures in this list. So there's no tricky damage we're going to find here. I mean, we could find something else that maybe also makes tokens, which would be nice if it died. That might be our best bet, so we don't have to really give up cards that are too big here. But that being said, unless they're playing main deck Storm's Wrath, I don't know how much trouble we're in. Especially now since we know they can't flash speed a Shatter the Sky with no Teferi on board. Maybe they have a second explosion, though. Come after the Night of Autumn? I mean, that would kind of make sense. What the hell just happened? So the opponent played a Wilderness Reclamation, added 3 to their pool, untapped, tapped 2 more, and then passed the turn? Is that correct? I have no idea what this opponent's doing. I don't know if that's their way of saying they don't have anything. They're just goofing around. I mean, maybe they've just been slow rolling us this whole time. I don't know. Alright, so we'll just exile some things. We're just going to set up for next turn, I guess. We'll get rid of an explosion. And, flame sweep. I don't even know if we care about that. Scorching Dragonfire, I guess. I mean, we'll play a Bronze-Hide Lion, because we can just give this indestructible. So between that and Kaya, we can just win next turn, right? 2, 4... Oh, we'd be 1 short, actually. Still okay with that, though. I'll take those odds. So even if they have Flame Sweep, we're still largely protected. I think the other lesson here, too, is that the one turn I took off just to remove my 2 things were kind of irrelevant. I should have just removed the opponent's 2, especially against a control matchup, and I'd already been at 8 cards, which would have made the Lion and Kaya a kill next turn anyway. Alright, opponent, what do you got? We're still at 18, which is funny, because who knows, maybe that 2 life's going to matter. Okay, Shark Typhoon. Sure. So they could, I guess, possibly, if those are both live cards in hand, play 2 things and make like a 4-4, 2 4-4s potentially, depending on what those spells are. I mean, if only one's live, they can make one really big thing. Alright, they didn't add any mana. I guess we play this Glass the Guild Pack. That makes it to where Kaya's a kill if either of our ground creatures gets through for sure. I mean, sadly, I could have given an open here to play another Dovin's Veto, so it could have been bad, I guess. Alright, let's see what they have. I mean, our creatures are now bigger than the sharks they would make, I guess. Alright, so you got a 2/2 shark. Great. And any type of bounce spell or anything? No. Do you have a trigger? Tails in, I guess it is. What that thing's called. Nope. Alright, we got there. Well, those games went pretty well. There's definitely some sequencing for this deck, but as far as the deck list itself, what would I change? I actually wouldn't change too much. If anything, I did like the Glass of the Guild packs. I'm not sure if I still want 4. I might want 3. The Wanderer we didn't get to see in play, so I don't really know how that affects anything. I think we actually drew all the other spells and got to play them throughout the course of those games. The Wanderer, though, I'm not totally sure what we're really worried about with this list, because we do have the 2 Mortifies, the 4 Benthos of Nathroi, so we can deal with most creatures opponents would play. But I will say it does exile a thing, which is a big deal, because some stuff does have dice triggers. I would consider maybe moving that to the sideboard, potentially. But I'm not even sure what I'd want to play main deck in its place, I think is the problem. So, I'm not sure. Maybe it has a home in this deck, maybe it doesn't. I could see it being used more as a 4-power remover than an actual damage prevention spell. At least the way the format's shaped up right now. So that's something to consider. So maybe if those you didn't have the 2 Wanderers and or 1 Glass of the Guild pack, maybe playing 2 Fight as 1 just to protect your creatures even better, and further destroy your opponent's spot removal and things like that. Otherwise, maybe just looking into some other additional creature. Maybe a Questing Beast there would be very good. All right, I got to give credit where it's due. He came up with a great deck here. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I would say is this deck, if you are not a full-time aggro player, this deck could frustrate you. I mean, there were a lot of spots there, and I think y'all heard me talking through them, where I wasn't even sure if I wanted to dedicate to playing a certain thing. I was kind of like, do I hold on to this? Is there an opportunity to play this here? Does it make sense? Do I play this knowing a sweeper's coming and then get the tokens here? Or do I want the bigger creature post-sweeper? I mean, there's a lot of little things you're kind of having to figure out along the way. But yeah, the deck was fun. I liked its flexibility. The removal cards are good in here. So yeah, I'll probably be playing this a little bit on stream throughout the week. It definitely got my attention. I dig it. So yeah, I think that's it. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody over the last week. Obviously, I'm sure you can't avoid the news with everything going on, and a lot of you have really reached out, and there's been some meaningful stuff the last week, and I just want to say thank you for everything, especially with the personal successes I'm starting to have, and a lot of it's due to all of you coming by the channel, sharing my videos, joining our Discord. Also, in the video description, you can see all of my links to, like I said, Twitch, Twitter, the Discord channel if you want to come there and just talk about decks or things you want to see on the channel. Just tons of different things we're doing now, and things are really taking off. So I want to say thank y'all again. And today I'm going to be working on what's going to be coming with that 1,000 subscriber video. And I think I have a pretty good idea. Some of it I'm trying to work out shipping stuff, because I know I have several viewers from out of the country, and I'm trying to find if there's a economic way to ship what I want to ship. Otherwise, I'm going to go with option 2. So y'all will see shortly. But that's all I have for you today. We'll see you next time.